Welcome back to Grace.Filled Reads. I'm so excited to be back with another reading vlog, and today I am reading none other than Mark of the Raven. So I am buddy reading this, and I just wanted to come on here and just share some thoughts with you guys. I read a couple of chapters, and this is an interesting book. I have tried to read it a few times and I just wasn't into it. I think that fantasy is just probably not my thing. I've been noticing more and more that I am loving just really biblical fiction and probably romance. But I bought I have 5 of her books now. So I'm like, listen, you're gonna read these books. And so anyway, I pushed through, and now that I've pushed a little bit further, I actually am enjoying it. So I think it was just that beginning. I'm used to my books just kind of giving me all the things from the beginning, and this book from the beginning is just not the best beginning. But I'm right here about to enter chapter 9, and we got a lot going on here, and I want to talk about it. So this family has a secret. They're dream walkers. They can walk into dreams and they can manipulate fear. So a part of me is like, a part of me doesn't necessarily like that. But then another part of me is like, oh, okay. Because I know that's a tactic that the enemy uses, the tactic of fear. And so the mom basically is teaching one of her 3 daughters how to dream walk. She just recently received her gift, and she's a great learner. She's quick at it. I think a part of what propels her is that she doesn't want her sisters doing what she's doing. And so I think she feels if she does it, then they don't have to. I don't know if that's the truth or not. And I wonder sometimes if we tell ourselves a lie to make ourselves feel better about what we're actually doing, when we know deep inside that that is not the truth, and that what we're believing is just not it. I think she knows deep down inside that what she's doing is wrong, and she should not be doing it, whether it's to protect her family, protect the women, to pay the bills, or whatever the case may be. And I think there comes a time in our lives that we need to just take a stand for what we know is right, regardless. Let the chips fall where they may. So anyway, that is the part that's kind of what I'm thinking so far. The sister is 4 and she cannot speak yet. That's really intriguing to me. Like, why is that she cannot speak? There's never any comparison ever. But I know of my 5 children, all 5 of my children spoke by the time they were 1. By the time they were 1.5, they were speaking in complete sentences. So I'm not really sure how it is for everyone else's children, but that's my children. And her not speaking to 4, I think there's something more there. I think she has something especially unique, and I'm definitely interested in learning more about that. And I'm wondering if her inability to speak has to do with them, but I'll save my thoughts on that for a little bit later. So she's just inherited this dream. She's not this dream, but this gift. She's learning some things, and it's kind of sad. I love seeing her heart and how kind and compassionate it is. But then at the same token, we're seeing how easy it is for her to become hard, and she's really becoming hard. And I understand why she's becoming hard, because she's essentially an assassin, or training to be an assassin in some ways. It's just like that in life. It is so easy for us to have our hearts hardened. And I think that's why the Bible always talks about give us a clean heart, and talking about this heart of stone, right? The Bible does a lot about out of the abundance of out of the mouth, the heart speaks. And just a lot of all these other things about, I should bring my tripod here, but just another, have you guys been enjoying my little late night book vlogs? Because this is my 3rd one now, where I just sit and hold my camera and chat with you guys about my book and where we're going, where we're at. All right, so excuse that little interruption. The Bible talks a lot about the heart, and so I think it's really important to guard it. I go back to, I wonder how many people are doing things they don't even want to do because they feel obligated or like they have to. But I like that she said that there's another way she's gonna find it. So I'm really interested to see what's happening here. So where I'm at right now is she is at Retina, and her mama wants her to terminate Retina. Oh my goodness, this is getting deep, because it's like, oh my goodness, that's That's what she's gonna do? I thought it was bad enough that she was messing with the other people's dreams, messing with that poor man. I'm like, this is crazy, and tormenting him and stuff. And it's like, to think that you don't even realize, like, they're living with this lady and working for her, and they don't even know what she's doing to them. And I just think this is so sad. But anyway, let's end it here. Let me go back and read a little bit more. I'll come back and see what else I am thinking about. Actually, I'm buddy reading this with Chrissy, the beautiful, sweet Chrissy over at Chrissy's Purple Library. She is so funny. She is like hilarious. She does the best edits and thumbnails and all the things. And so I like her style. Her color is purple. My color is pink. And I'm not here for the edits and all the things. I'm here really just to be an encouragement and to share some good books. To share with you some things that I am doing, and my perspective on life is a little bit different. So is my time frame and all those things. So anyway, I'll be back in just a little bit to talk with you guys. Okay, so I am reading tonight, taking care of dinner and all that, and I cannot wait to share something with you guys. I just went running. Across the living room to my room to get my phone. I wanted to share something with you guys. Oh my gosh, it's getting good. I didn't like it at first, but now it's getting good. So now I'm almost at chapter 10. Elisha! I'm trying to tell you something. Okay, so first, So first, I'm finding about Damon. I know Damon is. And from what it sounds like, is that he is friends or family with the guy who married into the house of Ravenwood. And so it sounds like he married into the house of Ravenwood to find out their secrets and stuff, and so he knows them. So he gets a notice from House of Ravenwood saying, I want to have a meeting with you, come here. And the friend is like, his trusted advisor is like, I don't know. What's his advisor's name? He's like, because if you go, you're basically the last one. Then he gets a letter from somebody else. And they're saying that like some people, some boats, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's happening. It's like, I just had to come get the book because I was like, I'm in the phone. I was just like, whoa. So Damon Glass over at Tejas. So he got another letter while he was sitting there to Tejas. And this one is saying that the ships are approaching. A dozen ships have been spotted off the cliffs of Wara with the insignia of the Dominion Empire. You and your people are in danger. You must raise the water boundary immediately before they reach your shores. Lord Rune. So this is from the house Vivek or Vivek. Vivek. So now he's gone to see if he can raise the water. So I'm like, oh. And that is a power that he has and that his family has. So we've got raising waters, we've got walking through dreams. Okay, I need to just like get back into it, but this is good. What's gonna happen? What's coming? What's next? What's going on? Calm down. And the storm is bad. Oh, wait. So the storm is bad, first of all. And then, not only that, there it goes. Damon took a deep breath and planted his feet. Far off, a dark image appeared. Darker than the storm clouds, riding along the waves, he narrowed his eyes. There was more than one. The Dominion Empire's fleet. His stomach hardened to a lead ball, while his heart climbed into his throat, racing so fast it felt like it would burst out of him. Waves of adrenaline washed over him, leaving his body shivering and sweaty. He only had minutes before the ships crossed the boundary. Damon focused on the water between the ship and theirs. He pictured a line running through them. That was where he would raise the boundary. I'm going to read this and I'm going to stop. He said, "Light, maker of worlds," as he bent his knees and hushed down while raising his hands, palms up, "I bring before you my gifts. Let me raise the water here and help protect my people." Wow. I'll be back. Okay, so I am almost at chapter 13. I think that's me. Or is it 6? They're almost at chapter 13. So much has happened. I'm not trying to tell y'all everything, but I'm just trying to give y'all a few good parts. So one of the things is that the guy was able to raise the sea. Oh, wow, that was pretty awesome. But he fell overboard, so his men had to get him back aboard. I don't really know what's happening. They haven't spoken more about that, but they did say when they got home, they would send off letters to the other houses. And so Celine's mother received their letter and she went to inquire, and they said there's going to be light and peace, but the Ravenwood house is going to fall. So she's already plotting on how she can use Celine, how she can not let this happen. And so she's away for a few days, and Celine is about to go downstairs and have a meeting with her dad. She hasn't had one in a really long time. She's kind of having a hard time. She's still thinking about Renetta, what she did to her, what happened to her, and she's trying to close off her heart, harden her heart, so she doesn't still like continue to feel this way, feel this pain and all these things. But she's struggling. And so she's about to meet with her dad. So we're about to see what's going on. I'm not halfway done yet, so we still got a little bit more to go. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're at chapter 17. Oh my goodness. So, because y'all don't be laughing at me now, because because so all of the people are like gathered at the house, and Celine is with her dad, and Damon looks up at them and he's like, "Wait, who's that girl?" And she's like, "Oh." So there's like an instant attraction, there's like an instant connection there. I'm all for it. Yeah, to the sprinkler. I'm all here for it. So oh my gosh, I love Damon. First of all, he doesn't say faith guy, but I got a feeling that he's praying to God. He's seeing the light and all this stuff. And the mom, I think, said the two kingdoms were light kingdoms or something like that. That made me kind of think more about it. And what else did I want to say? Oh, I love his humility. Stop right there. When you can humble yourself before the Almighty, it's just something about a humble heart. And here these other people are showing up with 50 people, probably 100 people, like showing up massive, grand, and all their splendor and glory, although here he's popping up with 5 people. He's like, "What's up? I already know who I am. I'm secure, I'm confident, and everybody else knows it too. So I don't need to impress, I don't need to show off." Somebody needs to hear that word. When you're confident in who you are, you don't need to show off, impress. You don't need to do all that. Spend all the monies, all the funds. Just be you. You're good enough just the way you are for the people that you need to be it for. And if those people don't want you, sweep the dust from your feet and keep on moving. I love it. He shows up with 5 people. Stop playing right now. 5 people. And these other people have 50. I mean, they're showing up. You hear me? They're showing up. I love this man's silent confidence, faith, hope. Yes. I can't wait to hear more about him. I'm all here for it. And from the sound of it, him and what's Celine's dad's name? Goodness gracious of life. Cepheus. Is it Cepheus or Cepheus? How do you say it? Where'd it go? I think it's Cepheus. Maybe it's Cepheus. Ciaphas. Either way, that's his name. I'm ready to see what else is happening. It's so dark. It's so late. But y'all know your girls gotta go. I don't want to talk about it. Your girl has more classes starting back on Monday. So this is my chance to get in all the reading I can get. And I have gotten in 3 books so far. I normally get in 4 a month. I think I might be able to get in 2 more books this weekend. So that's going to take me to 5. And then maybe by next week I can read 2 more. So I don't know. I might get 7 in this month. I don't know. The goal is always 4. I'm pretty much at my 4. Let me get back to the book. I'll come back and just talk to you guys in a few seconds. I hope you guys love watching these as much as I enjoy making them. Because it's like, I never really watched single vlogs. I watched like one person do like, or like 2 people do weekend vlogs, and it's just like, they never really talk about a book though. Like they share their personal life and all the things. And so I've never seen anybody just blog one single book, like from start to finish. And so I don't really know what it's supposed to look like. Like, how do you not give away the tea, spill the tea, like give away the good information? How does it look? I don't know any of that, but I'm gonna be like, what's his name? I'm gonna be like Damien. I'm showing up with my 5 horses and I'm confident. No, but seriously, I am just like, every time something gets good, I'm like, let me share. And so yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. But all right, I'm at 17. I never even saw how many books the chapter has. Hold on real quick. Let's see how many chapters. But I don't know if I'll be able to stay up as long as I want to. You know, your girl's getting a little older. 17. Like the yarn in my face turns red. 17. Oh, I'm farther away than I thought. I'm at 17 and it's 38 chapters. So what's up? Yeah, but I'm still about halfway though. So this just lets me know it's about to get good. Really good, really quick. Because, you know, I already know. My son's already read these. And I have 2 and 3 ready to go. So let's get back to it. Okay, so I'm almost at chapter 37. I'm almost done. Lord, speak fast. I'm like, what's going on? So, long story short, Lady Selene is supposed to assassinate him. She can't do it. She touches the bright light. She decides that she doesn't want to do that anymore. And you know what? She now has told him and the people, and they're on the run. Oh my goodness. I want to pull out book 2 because they're on the run. What's going on? What's about to happen? I don't know. I want to know what's going on. Whew. So, I don't know, but this is good. It started off like, oh, this is what I chose to read. But how it's going down now, it's like, oh yeah, this is a good book. I cannot believe that she's risking her life. But she's like, I need to go back and find it. She was like, that light is worth me dying so that it can live. Stop. I need to just find it. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, here it is. It says, the yearning turned into deep ache. Her throat grew tight. If only this had been her destiny, to carry light instead of darkness. The world needed Lord Damon. It needed souls like this. It needed more lights. There was too much darkness already. She shook her head and lowered her wings. I can't do it. I can't destroy something so beautiful. If she couldn't carry the light herself, then she would make sure it lived on. I will do anything, even give my life, to make sure the light carries on. My goodness. With that, she took a step back, and it felt like a burden had fallen off of her shoulders. Okay, so we're at 38. There's a big chase happening. A big chase happening. He asks her to marry him. I'm not going to get into more details. You have to find that out on your own. But she says yes. And I think we got one more chapter in the books about the end. So, which one is book 2? I think it's book 2. Yes. Flight of the Raven. It's about that time. Actually, it's time for me to go to bed. Okay. So I'm almost on chapter 8 of the second book. of this Ravenwood Saga. And at this point, they have escaped, they got married, they have found place to stay for a night, then they found an inn to stay, and now they're on the run. They're close to where they need to be. They're close to home. They're about a day away. And out comes some bandits with what they call arrows, and they're fighting. And shame on them for making Lady Selene leave her swords. But she's a bad mama jam. Let me tell you what she's doing. Homegirl took sticks the size of her swords, and she's there with her sticks, and she is doing the thing and doing it well. But my boy Damon got hit. So Damon, he's got his leg hurt. I'll be back to share a little bit more. It is so late, so I might have to stop here on chapter 8. I don't know how many chapters are in this book, but I may have to stop here because I've got lessons to teach. It's not the weekend. Almost. It's Friday. But no matter what time I go to bed, I need to get up so I can take care of my babies and my family. So I may have to stop. You guys see my lampshade over here? Yeah. I'll show you guys my room later. All right, let me get back to it so I can potty get in bed. Okay, so I am on chapter 25, and I'm not really sure where I stopped the last time, but I think at this point, where we are right now, they lifted the water in this book. Yes, okay, so they lifted the water, they got married. They have been just kind of sheltered by different people and inns, and just everyone just wanting to show love and support to Lord Damon. And so while they were on their way back, though, they got attacked. So of course Selene fought with them and helped defeat the people. The people were sent by you know who, and Damon, everybody was okay, but Damon had an arrow in his leg, so they get back to the castle, of course all ragged and worn, and she looked like who knows what and who did what after not being able to shower and dress in all those days. So they thought that she was like some weird stranger person, like get out, and they like escorted her out and stuff. But later, like the guys came and found her, and she was able to get back. They let everybody know that he was married, formally introduced her, sent letters to all the people, like, what happened when I left? Let me tell you what's really going on, and by the way, I'm married too. So that is pretty much what's happening. So she's sleeping next to him, and at this point, she has, told him about how she's in this dream. She shared more of the family's history, and we just kind of see the day-to-day going out. This is around the anniversary of his parents and brother's death, so he's really sad about that. She is really searching hard for the light, to understand the light, and the mothers had a couple more talks with the Dark Lady, the sister. We don't see it really talked about, but she's obviously coming to her power, and she just did something bad, but it's all for her little sister. So everybody wants to protect the little sister. And so, yeah. The Dark Lady said that Selene is more powerful, that there has been a shift. And now this Dark Lady is hunting Selene's dreamscapes and things. And so it's very interesting. The mom's talking to the sister, and we know at this point that they're, the mom's goal to kill Lord Maris has never changed. The vessel in which she used to do it just did. And I mean, that sidebar, the enemy comes to kill, steal, destroy. The assignment never changes. The person, the entity, the situation may change, but the intent is still there. Just food for thought. And, as light bringers, we do carry not a target, so to speak, but in a way, we are Those who, what did he say? Those who suffer with me will reign with me. So anyway, that's kind of where I am. So we are a little bit later and we know what's about to happen. This like the spring, winter. So we know that the attack is looming. I am, like I said, I think almost at chapter 26. Yeah, chapter 26. I'm on about page 236. And there is about, okay, well there's about 389, so almost 400 pages. So I'm not quite as far as I thought. But that's okay. It's been a great book so far, and I am definitely enjoying all of it. Okay, so this is getting really interesting. I'm not much further. I'm on 27. But basically it seems like cuz I remember earlier in the book where they said something about a raven. Did you have a raven visiting? Or somebody was, I should have found it. Somebody was saying a couple of chapters back, like, about I saw a raven in my dream, or I had a raven in my dream again. So now Lady Celine was waiting for her husband outside the door, and she heard the people talking about more people are in the infirmary, like in the sick place. I'm like, oh, and she's like, they just, what did he say? I think he just said, oh yeah, there are more people in the infirmary, passed out with no explanation. And then it said, did they also have that strange dream, the one with Lady Celine? I don't know. Have you had it? And then it says the voices faded down the other hallway. They're having dreams about her, or her in their dreams. And then the one guy seeing the raven. And I remember in her dream where the dark lady was chasing her, where she did see people, and the people did fall out when the dark lady passed by. And so I'm like, I wonder, they like confusing dark lady with her. I got a lot of questions now. So wow, I gotta just get back here because this is getting interesting. I need to clean my glasses, but this is good. I just had a so delicious ice cream sandwich. We are predominantly plant-based, more vegan than vegetarian. I don't know, maybe both, but no, anyway, doesn't matter. I had ice cream sandwich. It was very delicious. And about to have some water and just finish up with my book. Okay, so I'm on chapter 33 now, and oh, a lot's happening. So the mother has just told the daughter, if you fail this mission, don't come home. Wow. She's like, I hate you too, mother. I'm like, oh, let's stop. It's so sad, but so true. And I know personally, some moms can be not so good moms. They can be unhealthy. They can be toxic. And they really can have you do things that you shouldn't do, or don't want to do, or would not do. Clearly. She's telling her daughter to go kill someone. And if you don't kill him, don't come home. Well, where is she going to go? What is she going to do? What concern is that? She's never hugged her, never showed her any affection, any love, nothing. It's just train, train, train. You're not enough. You didn't do enough. How horrible is that? If you're watching me and you're that kind of mom, stop this show, pray, seek some help, and get it together. That's not the kind of mom your child or your family needs. This is not the light we're trying to be to this world. You're not being a light to your own home. You're being darkness. So if that's you, don't mean any harm or disrespect, I beg you, please change. Please get it together for the sake of your child, for the sake of this world. If children grew up with healthier foundations and healthier parents, we would see a decrease in drugs and violence, in prisons. All the issues that we're facing would be decreased. Statistics show it. Studies show it. It's scientifically proven. But think about it inside your own heart. It's biblically proven. You know, it's something that you can know and think about and see for your own self. So she's cut her hair off, and she's headed to where she needs to be. And Marius and Celine and the crew are on their way out. Marius just, he just, Damon, goodness, I said Maris, Damon. What in the world? Where did Maris come from? I don't know. He just lowered the wall and he collapsed. It was so strong. But also, like, his wife's dream is so strong. She now can bring multiple people into her dreamscapes. Okay. The girl's strong. I don't want to give too much away, because y'all know I be spilling all the tea. So, as much as I would love y'all here, if you don't want the tea, this might not be the videos for you. When I do my reviews, just be like, she gives too much tea, can't go there. Because I share it all. I mean, not all, but I share a nice amount. Because I'm going to be honest, when people do book hauls, book reviews, and they don't tell you anything about the book, it's like, well, if all you're going to just say is the name of the book is Flight of the Raven, Morgan L. Boosie, well, why did I waste my time to watch that? Because I've got a lot going on. I don't have a lot of time. And so I need to know. I need to know information. I want to know. I want to know details. But then I've heard some people like they don't want to know any details going in. They just want to go in with a fresh mind. I'm not that kind of person. That's not what kind of videos I make. I want to be impacted. Every book needs to have impact in my life. If it can't be impactful, I can't read it. If it can't be impactful, I can't share it. And I want to share my personal opinions, my thoughts, all that stuff as well, my little commentary. So with that being said, let me just hop back into this book, because I'm close to the end actually, but this is good. I have one more book. What is that one called? Can't remember. Is that, what does it say? What does it say? Cry of the Raven. Yeah. So Mark of the Raven, Flight of the Raven, and then last I have Cry of the Raven. So we're gonna see. We are gonna see, but I'm excited about this, and I'm happy with what's happening so far. I'm here all kind of wrapped up and cozy and just feeling all good. It's getting late, but I have less than 100 pages to go. I think I can get this knocked out tonight. Maybe even start on the next book. Okay, so I gotta hide from the I'm hiding from the light while talking about the light. So Armira has met a guy that's also on his pilgrimage, and it seems like she is attracted to him, and this is really interesting because it's like, ooh, will you give in to the light and to what's good and to this new thing she's never felt love, she's never had love. Will you give in to that, or will you stay on your mission to be a killer? We shall see. I think I have an idea. Okay, I'm done. I just finished Flight of the Raven, and now I am going to get started with Cry of the Raven, and this is the last one. It's the last one. So I am going to charge my phone. I think this will be 3 books in 2 days, something like that. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's read this. I'm excited to see and see what other books I can get in before I have to kind of put aside some of my bookish ways. Okay, so I'm silencing this just so YouTube doesn't flag me, but this weekend Sky, the lovely Reading with the Sky, did a reading vlog, and I try whenever she does a vlog just to get, or a reading sprint, I should say, reading sprint. When she does a reading sprint, to just get on and show her love and support. And this time Amanda was her featured guest, and I love Amanda and I love Sky, and I was able to stay on the whole time. So I got quite a bit of this read during that time. Okay, so I have definitely deviated from my TBR. I mean, I was supposed to be reading one of the, I was supposed to be reading Mark of the Raven, and I was going to be kind of like doing one book each month to kind of like finish that up, because of course I have 1, 2, and 3 of that book, and then I'll be sharing in another video that I bought this one to surprise my son, and this one we were gifted from Sweet Chrissy, and so I've read anyway 3 of the 5, but I was, well, finishing up this 3rd one, but I was not supposed to be reading this one. Like, I had already my TBR planned for the month, and now I didn't win and added 2 more books to my TBR. But the only way I could justify it is I did say I would not read any other physical books outside of what's on my TBR unless it's from a previous. And so these, I think, are from previous times. But anyway, let's get into it. So I think the last time I was here, I might have stopped at chapter 9, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to pick up at 9. And so basically what's happening is while they're there talking, they're there at Lux Casta. You know, these reverends are here. They're taking the people off. There's just a lot of things going on. They're getting notices of war. They're just getting all types of things. Tensions are high. Troubles are high. You know, Amara has just recently died. Celine's going in one direction. Damien's going in another direction. They're fighting. You know, they're saying things that they wouldn't normally say. They're both heartbroken. Too much is happening too fast, and they're not having enough time to process it. Sidebar. That's why when you have a lot of things going on in your life, it's so good to fast. It's so good to pray. It's so good to steal away time for yourself and just to decompress. Like breathe in, breathe out, and just breathe, because when you are stressed and you know you got a lot going on like that, it's easy just to lash out at people and say things that you don't mean, that's gonna hurt other people, and that's gonna cause some troubles later. So just think before you speak. You know, just think, is this gonna hurt someone? Is it gonna hurt me? It's gonna come back to bite me later that I opened my mouth and said this. So anyway, that's kind of how things are going. So they are going, you know, they're having to split up, and so Damon and Tejas, of course, they're gone to one direction. They're going, I think, with Lady Wren, and so they are kind of charged with getting those, I don't want to say civilians, but keeping those let's just say civilians safe. And Damon is trying to lift the waters again, and you know he's done it before, but he's not on his lands now. And so it's another nighttime reading. Every time I'm doing these vlogs, it's always night. So that's the only reason you, sidebar, I only wear dresses and skirts. But on all my vlogs, you guys see me in my pajamas or my night clothes. You see me with no makeup. You see my hair, just all anyway. And so like we're on a really friendly basis here. Only the people that, you know, that watch the vlogs really know that and get to see that. Everybody else sees my lipstick and dresses because that's what I wear. But and my jewelry, I don't even have a thing of jewelry on. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening at this point, and it's just so exciting and so nerve-wracking. Can he lift this water? Can he not lift this water? And you know he's having these feelings amongst himself. And so just when we compare this to the spiritual realm, we compare this to our own lives, it's just such a beautiful house. What the houses represent spiritually, the different gifts that we all have, but you know how we use the gifts and how some can feel other gifts are more important than the other. The light representing Yahweh, the Most High, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, you know, the Hebrew, the English. It's just amazing, and I am just really enjoying all of it. I love the way everything is portrayed. I love being able to see all these secrets, because you know what? We all have these secrets and these thorns in our flesh, and with his grace and with his mercy, we're just able to do the things that we do. But it's not that we can do it outside of him. We only can do it with him through us. And he doesn't take away our troubles, our pains, our suffering, our head, with all the things. But what he does is he gives us peace and calm in it, because he is with us. That rod and that staff that comfort me, you know, Psalms 23. And so it's kind of like, yeah, though I walk through that valley, I'm not fearing, because they're out with me. And so it never says that you won't walk through anything, that you won't go through anything, that everything's going to be peaches and roses and green and all these things. No, but just that what a friend we have in him, and that he is with us and he's guiding us, and that light is shining in the midst of any darkness that is thrust upon us, that we put upon ourselves, that we endure, because nothing happens without his permission and without him knowing anyway. And so I just am really excited about this. So I don't want to give too many spoiler alerts, but I do want to kind of update you along the way. So we're not going to really talk about what happened at the water, but let's slip over to Lady Celine. So she is with her crew, and they are going to try to save her father and her sister. And so they have met with some people, and they're all making their way. And she sees her father and she sees her sister, and she gets to hug them, and her and her father talk for a moment, and he lets her know that he knows about the daughter, which would be her sister. And so that's kind of where I am going to leave you guys hanging, and that is ending with chapter 16, and I'm going to be starting chapter 17. This is Saturday night, and so I have really read almost 3 books in 3 days, and so I am definitely tired, but I wanted to get these done because I read one. I'm like, let's just go ahead to the other ones. It's so good. I love all the feels, the vibes. Like, this is very well put together, especially when you can come up a little higher and see it from a spiritual, physical, just when you can see it from so many perspectives and aspects. It just gives it even a bigger depth. But if you didn't believe in faith or God, you could still watch this. I can see it, but you could read this and it totally would, you wouldn't even really know. This is amazing. This is my like first fantasy. I think I talked about it for like my first fantasy set, and I couldn't have picked a better one. So shout out to Daughters of Increase for recommending this. I'm very happy. And shout out to Christy's Purple Library for reading book 1 with me as a buddy read. And then I left her and I've went on to 2, and I'll be finishing up 3 hopefully by tonight or tomorrow. Monday I start class, so this is really like a weekend blog. Yeah, there's 48 chapters, and you can pretty much say I've got about 30 more chapters to go. So I will keep updating you guys. I'm hoping I'm not making this thing too long. I've been thinking about if I should have separated them versus putting them together, but you know, I think I'm gonna try to time stamp them, and then you know what, you guys can watch as you have the time. So a couple minutes here, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes here. I try to keep my videos at 10 to 15 minutes, but I do have a few longer ones, and this just so happens to be one of the longer ones. So hopefully you're enjoying this. I've got some tea and some water over there. I'm gonna bring that over here, and we're gonna keep chugging along. Okay, so now we see Lady Selene just using her powers and really coming into herself. We see her father, we see all the people coming into themselves. I feel like we see the true heart of Orion, I think that's his name. And we also see the men under Lord Avak, and we even see Selene's mom. Like, everybody's at this point is like, I don't know what's going on here. And I feel like they're all starting to doubt this arrangement. I think they can see really quick that these people don't care nothing about them, and in 2.5 seconds they're going to be next. So I think that's what's happening right now. And so I think the people are trying to figure out, yeah, that's what it is, but what can we do about it? So I think everybody's at a state of what can we do about it, and there is something happening with all the people in the camp where Damon is. Not all of them, but there's something happening. I'm trying to keep this, even though I'm telling some things, I'm trying to tell it all. Okay, the people are falling asleep. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. So like, let's move Damon out of here so he can go and be with Lady Selene. She's the only one who can protect him, and if he falls, the water falls with him. So they are just trying to figure this thing out, and just a lot's going on. Wow. Hey, so I did the vlog and I didn't wrap it up. So while I'm here editing, as we're ending the day and I'm starting to clean and all those things, I wanted to go ahead and share my final thoughts with you. So I did not vlog like the last chapter. I didn't go chapter by chapter. I didn't do the whole book for all 3 books, but I just shared some bits and pieces. The first book I obviously shared a lot more because I thought it was just going to be a vlog on the first book, and then I decided to read book 2 and book 3, and so there is less on those chapters. And although I did give a lot of hints and some tea, I did save a lot of it, and I do feel like you could watch this and still not have all the spoiler alerts, given for you. There were a lot of great things to take away from this book. I think a lot about the spiritual gifts, how we all have them. And it's funny, in this book, some were kind of looking at the others' gifts and wondering if theirs were good enough or strong enough or just kind of coveting. And I just think it's so important to know that we all have gifts. We all have purpose. We all have destiny. And it doesn't matter what others are doing to your left or right. Just stay focused on him, right? When the disciples followed him and obeyed and looked at him, kept their eyes on him, they were able to walk on the water, right? So if we just continue to watch him and let him be our guide, let the light lead us, then certainly we're going to end up at our expected end, where we need to be, with the people that we need to be. And the light, God, the Most High, Yeshua, Yahweh, will be with us, guiding us and leading us, and in the darkness. And so I think that this was a really good book in a way that it did talk about the spiritual gifts, in the way that we did see that internal struggle with light and darkness. Sometimes those internal struggles are things that you can't see outwardly, but we all have something that we deal with. And the reality is, if we do not deal with things, that they will block our abilities to function. They will block our abilities to be whole and well and healthy and live a life that's ultimately pleasing to Yah. So it really is important that we guard ourselves so that that darkness that we saw in the book does not get into us, does not spread if it is within us, and that it can be contained and the light can continue to just shine and to sparkle. But there is hope. There is a future. There is an expected end. No matter what's happening in your life right now, this too shall pass. And I think the biggest thing is, yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, it never said that everything was going to be, just peaches and roses and all that stuff. But even though we walk through, we're just passing through. We're not there to stay. It's just a temporary thing. And so wherever you find your life on today, whatever you're struggling with, those deep hidden things that no one knows about, the death, the grief, it's not even always death and grief, but sometimes you just feel like you should be a lot further than you are. Sometimes we mourn relationships, like, why couldn't I be with that person, or why did this have to happen to me, or why did my friend die, or why did my cousin die? Like, we have these questions. We have these things that we wonder about, that we contend with. But at the end of the day, I just think it's really important knowing that there is one who knows and who's got us. And no matter how small, no matter how big, like, he's got us and he's with us. And so I think this was such a well done trilogy. This was my first time reading fantasy, and boy, I could not have picked a better series to start with. This was absolutely phenomenal, and I am very excited about this book. I will go a little bit more into fantasy, meaning I think that I will read a few more fantasy books, but you guys know my heart is historical fiction. My heart is Christian biblical fiction. Like, I love biblical fiction. Like, I just really love how it brings the Bible to life, but in just such an entertaining, fun way. I love it, love it, love it. So that is my number one genre, but I did like this, and I'm about to dip my toes into a little bit of murder mystery. And so, I think it is kind of good to be well-rounded. So all the things, I'm trying to make sure that they are from a Christian standpoint, biblical worldview, just keeping the main things the main thing, and that we're not getting too far into something that's not good, that's not wholesome, that's not appropriate, because we do have to guard our ear gates, our eye gates. We have to be careful what we open up our spirits to, because we are temples, of the living God. But again, I thought this was a really great series. I think Morgan L. Boosie did a really good job. I do have 2 more of her books here. My son has read them. I am about to read them at some point, because I did get off my TBR, but that's okay. That's all right. So I think for my birthday, I bought 35 books, and I think now I'm almost at the point where I've read 15 of them. So I'm super excited about that because I just got all these books 2 months ago. And my goal for the year was to read 45 books, and it is October, and I've met the goal. And so that wasn't even all 10 months. A couple months I didn't read any, I think, or I just read one book. So anyway, I'm super excited about all that. I've got a lot more to share. Make sure you stick around because I have a lot more that's coming, and some really cool things. And soon we'll be doing a 500 and then 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So just thank you for all the love, all the support, for being here. I appreciate it. I am on Instagram. All the links are in the description box. I have another main channel. This is like the sister channel. If you just want to see more behind the scenes, day in the life, homeschool, mommy of 5, homemaking, homesteading, homekeeping, all of that, that channel will be provided as well. All the things in the description box. But I love you. If you stayed all the way to the end, give me a pink heart, just so that I can like acknowledge you for watching this super long video. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Do you like these type of vlogs? Let me know. So anyway, read another book, and until the next video, blessings.